Whenever someone of media prominence does something unpleasant or makes some kind of ethical mistake, everyone is so quick to call for their head on a pike that I don't think we've really advanced much since medieval times. I personally don't believe humanity has evolved mentally since we first walked the earth. The only things that have developed over the millennia of our existence are the methods and tools that we use to convey our unchanged instincts. We're cavemen in suits, and social media is our spear. It's our spear, our torch, our pitchfork, the tool of the century we use to revolt against those who we feel are in the wrong. Nowadays, we want people's careers on a pike, and we'll start revolutions on Twitter to try and end what we perceive as inappropriate, and people go for maximum punishment instantly. Trevor Noah's past Twitter history has Jew jokes. They go, "Fire him from the Daily Show." Logan Paul finds a dead body in the woods and uploads footage of it to YouTube. People go, "Ban him from YouTube." It's so egotistical, and I'm Sunburned Albino, so when I use that word in a negative context, it's worth listening. It's so egotistical to view something that offends your personal values or beliefs and then have your unmeasured response be, "That person or event that made me feel this way, it should cease to exist for the entire world." When a person gets mad, they want the responsible party to be wiped from the face of the earth. They want a firestorm of public fury to rain down upon them until their career needs skin grafts to stay recognizable. Let's talk about this Logan Paul situation. He went to Japan and filmed a vlog in a place unofficially called Suicide Forest, where many Japanese people go to kill themselves for some reason. Now, when you film a vlog in a place like that, regardless of what you tell people about why you're there, you're hoping to see a dead body. I don't go to McDonald's and claim it's for the atmosphere. I want to see some fucking burgers and pay for them and eat them deliciously. What I'm saying is, Logan Paul went to Suicide Forest to consume the corpses of Japanese people. So now that that's settled, first of all, if you ever saw a dead body in the woods, don't get all high and mighty like you wouldn't at least Snapchat that shit. In the old days, the only thing anybody ever made movies about was children finding dead bodies in the woods. It was the single greatest thing you could do back then. If those kids had iPhones, there'd be bloated carcasses all over their Instagrams. What's weird about this whole backlash is that it's all about the suicide aspect. Like, if the guy died in regular woods from exposure or something, then nobody would give a shit that his face is blurred in a YouTube video, because it's not like the crew walked up, rifled through his wallet, took out his ID, and filmed that shit for the world to see. This is an unidentified body, and while it's true that his ID will obviously come out later now that the police have found him, which they wouldn't have if Logan Paul's crew didn't call him immediately, he's got nothing to do with the circumstances of that dude's death. You know who else is gonna film that body and put it on the internet? The fucking news crew that rolls up and makes the official local story out of it. But they'll treat it with respect, unlike Logan Paul. They wouldn't have the opportunity if it weren't for Logan Paul. Look, factually, there is not a single suicide joke in that video. There's jokes about finding a fucking dead body, because what the hell are you gonna do if you see one? Just bow your head and pray? Laugh off the tension. You're in a creepy forest full of bad juju and you need a way to not piss your pants. The video, when it was up, contained a link in the description for suicide prevention things, and he talks about suicide not being the answer in the video. This wasn't some big suicide joke like everyone wants it to be. And let me tell you something. People want it to be. People do not crave correction. They crave validation. If they're upset at something, they would much rather be vindicated that what they're feeling is true and right, rather than it being proven that they had nothing to be upset about in the first place. That's what's so fucked up about people. If you're mad at something and someone says, whoa, wait, you've got it all wrong, you don't need to be mad about this, is your first reaction going to be relief or skepticism? You don't need to answer that. Anger is a powerful emotion that steamrolls anything that tries to get in its path. It's easy to stop contentment and peace. It's excruciatingly difficult to quell fury and war. When outrage is in full force, it's literally unstoppable until it dissipates of its own accord. Nobody's ever said something during a Twitter firestorm that made people go, "Oh, you're right, I should quit being insanely mad about this." It's only after the cinder to dust settles that people look back on the brimstone and say in retrospect, "I guess it wasn't that big a deal after all." It's called seeing red for a reason. Try calming a bull that's staring straight into a matador's cape. Good fucking luck. And when people are in the thralls of outrage, they don't just make an individual personal choice to stop watching or supporting the cause. They want it dead, stripped from existence, and struck from their memories. Why does every mistake or misconstrued event have to end a career? Why can't you just reconcile the damages done to you with your own damn self and move on without destroying that which did you some small amount of harm? Handle it. Someone unintentionally upset you. You don't need their fingers and toes strung into a necklace to be worn around your neck as a warning to all other entertainers, you undiagnosed psychopath. People act like they're the kings of their castles, and celebrities are the court jesters who would dare insult and disrespect the king by making one wrong move or telling one wrong joke, then oops, off with their head. The only difference is in the real world, the jesters are the ones with the power and wealth, and the kings sit on plastic thrones and give thumbs downs on YouTube videos with no consequence. Well, that's gonna do it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, you can like, share, and subscribe and whatnot, and I'll see you guys next time.